What the? What?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. Hello. Nice to see you all again. Oh, I can't see you, but you guys can see us, I guess. But
Yeah.
Derek's a little flustered right now because we're talking about one of the greatest bands to ever have graced this beautiful earth. And you could probably tell by, our shirts, but also the backsplash for this episode is obviously the beautiful gentleman above me here. And,
They are beautiful.
They are beautiful, especially Matt and those wonderful ears. Love them. Love it. And,
Yes.
we're here, dude. We're here talking about some fucking trivium today. And, Derek, if you want to go ahead and get into any of your trivium lore that you have, or any fun stories you have about trivium, or maybe just specifically the two albums we're going to be discussing today, have at it.
Well, yeah, we should have probably hit record 10 minutes beforehand.
We were literally just talking about all of this. We don't have to go over all that, but if you have anything specific to the albums we're talking about, that'd be cool too.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Trivium is the only band that got, like, my mental assignment that I sent out to the universe. Because, as many will know, What the Dead Men Say came out in April of 2020, I believe. Which was
the dark
smack dab in the middle of a pandemic. A pandemic?
Pantera.
God. Yeah. But, so they were not able to tour with it. And I remember saying to, I can't remember exactly who, but I was like, 2021 could possibly be the best year in music ever. Because if everybody takes a year off, then they will obviously work while they're off because they'll get bored.
Yeah.
And then we'll just have all this music and everything. No. 2021 was a great year for music, but Trivium was the only band that got the assignment because they put out In the Court of the Dragon in October of 2021, I believe. So we got 2 albums in just a little over a year, and they are both bangers.
Absolutely.
Just top notch. And today what we are going to be doing is we are going to be creating our own album. We are going to be taking each song from What the Dead Men Say versus In the Court of the Dragon, and then we will have our Dead Men and Dragons album.
In the Court of the Dead Men.
And In the Court of the Dead Men Dragons.
Say.
What? Yeah.
In the Court of the Dead Man Dragons say.
But just to be completely clear, I will not lie. I've seen this done on another podcast, and I have. I'm not going to say the name of that podcast right now because the person who runs that podcast is currently they're facing some accusations right now.
Oof.
But yeah, I'm hoping it's not true. I really am. But they have done this before with different albums. I'll use Load and Reload as a perfect example. Taking each song in a versus style and then choosing the winner. And then at the end, your list is all of your winners. So they would title it something different. We're just going to Dead Men and Dragons, or, In the Court of the Dead Men, or whatever we decide to stick with. But one thing also, Jacob, I want to go ahead and say this. So for this album, or both albums, sorry, they both have 10 songs apiece, with an intro being one of them. I went ahead and just tied the intro to the technically second song on the album. So it wasn't like, did I want 9 or 10? 9 or 10. No, I basically based off number 2, which would be What the Dead Men Say versus In the Court of the Dragon. I tied it to those. Since obviously one of them both of them are actually very connected. They flow seamlessly into the opening track.
Right.
So, I didn't individually pick that one like I did everything else.
Right. So it'll just be In the Court of the Dragon plus...
Or 10 plus In the Court of the Dragon.
Yeah. Okay.
Versus 9 in What the Dead Men Say.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
You ready for this shit?
This one, actually, I think is probably going to be one of the easier ones for me, believe it or not.
It was actually a lot of
The
this
first
was
song,
tough.
I mean, for the whole thing's
Yeah.
gonna be tough, but I think the first song I've got like hands down, easy clap, no competition.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know what yours is considering you were singing it right when we hopped on Paul. So I will go ahead and say mine then.
Okay.
So for track number 1 and 2, which would be 9 and What the Dead Men Say versus 10 and In the Court of the Dragon, I went with 9 and What the Dead Men Say.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of shocked about that one too, because that one, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. For me, that was the hardest one out of everything. I know I said last time I said it's like, man, this is gonna be like this, like number 3 or number 4, whichever one is gonna be really hard. And then by the time I sat down and thought about it, I was like, no, this is the one that's hard because they're both 10s. But realistically, I think I went with What the Dead Men Say, just because I've listened to that song so many damn times. It's one of the songs that, like, when my boy was a baby, we played constantly.
Hell
Because he's a little metalhead.
of course.
And
Wouldn't expect any less.
I've realistically, I've probably listened to What the Dead Men Say 200 times over. And it still fucking hits me right where it counts. So
I will admit that What the Dead Men Say, from the singles that were released, which I think were What the Dead Men Say, Catastrophist, and the Shadows in the Stone.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure those are the 3 big ones that they played on the radio a lot. And I think that What the Dead Men Say, I'm pretty sure was my favorite out of those 3, like easy.
to be fair, if I loved one more than the other, it really wasn't by much. Because Among the Shadows and Stones, that was on Liquid Metal a lot.
That was
back
on
in the
everything
day.
a lot. They played that song more than the other 3, or the other 2, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
They played that everywhere.
Amongst the Shadows and Stones was a fucking banger and a half, dude.
The whole album's a banger, Derek. The whole
All
album's
right.
a fucking banger.
So go ahead and tell me your. No, I'm gonna keep saying that this whole time because
same.
each I
Both these
love
albums
both
are
of these
fucking
albums.
awesome. Yeah. They're
Yeah,
great.
and,
But
and I cannot wait, and hopefully they put something out this year because thus far this year is looking kind of worse than last year.
oof. I'm hoping that's just because it's so early and there's a lot of bands that haven't announced anything yet. That'd be nice.
Well, I was talking to my wife and I told her, I was like, normally there's like a few other like, oh, this one will be coming out in April, but it was announced in like November or whatever. And there's more of those, like there would be more of those in previous years, I feel, but so far this year it's just Judas Priest in March. That's
Oof.
it. Yeah.
I don't know about all that. Hopefully time will tell and we'll get some releases here soon, or some announcements at least. That'd be great. I know a lot of bands sometimes will announce it on their first show of a tour or something like that too. So, and it'll just drop. So I mean, maybe once tour dates start getting underway and whatnot for the year, we'll start seeing more. But who knows? But anyway, mine is 10 in the Court of the Dragon. Dude, it is such a fucking catchy song. It's so catchy, dude. Not that What the Dead Men Say isn't, but oh man, dude. Every time I hear 10 come on, it just fucking pumps me up for In the Court of the Dragon coming out next. And
well, when they played it at Knotfest, it was good.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man, the guy that was standing next to me when Trivium came on, he was probably like, man, this guy's fucking cracked. Because I was belting lyrics out. I was like headbanging. I had my horns up, like everything. And this guy next to me was just like, he was vibing. He was smiling next to me and like yelling the lyrics and shit out with me and whatnot. But not quite matching my energy, and I was like, dude, you better fucking get into it, or we need to figure out something right now, dude, because I am going crazy. I was also drunk, but dude, it was
I
great.
will fight you.
Yeah, I will drag your ass into the pit myself, even though he was like a foot taller than me and easily had 50, 75 pounds on me, easily.
Toby will kick your ass.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. You see that boy right there? He's gonna beat your ass. Period.
He's not even a diehard Trivium fan. I don't get what's going on with him. He's made decisions. He made his bed. Time to lay in it.
Exactly. But even
Hi,
dude,
Toby.
even Toby was getting into it though. Dude, we were all getting into it. But man, I was fucking pumped because this is also, keep in mind, the second time I had seen Trivium that month. So
Yeah.
I was already on a high from that show anyway. After getting literally lifted off the ground by Lamb of God's crowd at the previous show that we seen them at, to the fact that that show was my first time ever seeing Trivium, which was insane, and then seeing him again, also Lamb of God a little bit later, dude, I was on cloud nine. I was just having a great time once I actually got into the show, of course, but that's a different story.
We've already discussed that in our Slipknot chapter. If you guys haven't checked that out,
Yes,
you
we
really should.
Yeah, that was, ooh, what a chapter it was. But anyway, number 2. What's your second track?
Okay. All right. So up next at track number 3, we've got Catastrophist versus Like a Sword Over Damocles. This is the one that I said was going to be hard because I love Catastrophist. I have a video of my son when he was, I think, not even 2 months old at the time, just screaming his freaking head off. You know what song I put on? And he shut right up? Catastrophist.
Just soothes him to sleep.
Yeah, but then my choice is Like a Sword Over Damocles. I could not pick that one because it is a banger and a half. And I also have a video of my son jamming out hard to that after a wedding, so he's looking all nice and stuff, just freaking going to town on it. Yeah, Like a Sword Over Damocles is probably my second, maybe third favorite song off of In the Court of the Dragon.
Really?
But man, it just it hits. I freaking love it. Cannot state that enough.
Well, then you would be pleased to hear that my choice is also Like a Sword Over Damocles. And this song is actually my favorite song on the whole album.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a landslide best song on the album, but it is there. I mean, it is solid there. But just underneath it is a different song, which I guess we'll talk about later. But Like a Sword.
I'm starting to
is
think
up
you're
there.
just gonna pick all of In the Court of the Dragon.
No,
That's
no.
what I'm starting to
No.
think.
I do have a couple of what the men say, I promise. But
Okay.
I don't know if it's a 50-50 split just yet, because this is kind of a weird one because I know Like a Sword just hits different, and
Yeah.
What the Dead Men Say and In the Court of the Dragon they're both just really fucking good. Honestly, I don't even know if I could legitimately pick a favorite of the two. I think In the Court of the Dragon just hit different because of the amount of times I listened to it as opposed to What the Dead Men Say and so forth. Because I feel like I've listened to In the Court of the Dragon a lot. Like, probably the same amount of times that you've listened to What the Dead Men Say and so forth. But
Oh yeah. All right.
yeah, Like a Sword is my pick for sure. But that is also
Oh,
because
yeah.
it is my favorite song on the album. I don't think it could have been put up against anything on What the Dead Men Say that could have beaten it out. I don't think.
Yeah. Realistically looking through it, yeah, that would have that song would have beat everything on there. Yeah. Yeah, no, not even close. It's perfect. So good. Sorry, I'm enjoying a delicious beverage out of my new water or beverage cup that I got for Christmas yesterday.
It's not a Stanley Cup. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Joel fucked up, not getting me a Stanley Cup, I guess. Whatever.
It's okay. I got several cups, but I'm still just drinking Mountain Dew out of the can. I got like two. I got like two cups for Christmas and a soup like thermostat thing or whatever. I haven't even touched it yet, and I don't know why because it's been cold as fuck outside. I definitely could utilize them, but
Oh, dude, did you see my snap earlier? Is snowing.
yeah.
And I think it's supposed to stop sometime here soon, but it's been snowing for like a day straight.
Yeah, my mom posted a bunch of pictures as well on Facebook, and I'm like, holy goddamn. We got a pretty bad snowstorm here, but it came and went pretty quick. And the snow is still on the ground, but roads are perfectly fine now. And I think tomorrow is supposed to hit like 50 degrees or some shit, so it's going to be all gone tomorrow anyway.
Piss off. Anyway.
Dude, I would love a fucking solid ass blizzard right now. Just get me the hell out of work for a little bit. I'm down with it.
Not this guy. All right. So, number 4. Amongst the Shadows and the Stones versus Feast of Fire. This one was really close for me.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was.
Yikes, that is hard. Fuck.
I mean, yeah. So, I ended up choosing Feast of Fire. But this is like... So, what the Dead Men Say and In the Court of the Dragon was like a 10 versus a 10.
Yeah.
This one was more like a 9.5 versus a 9.3. Just edged it out by just a little bit. Because yeah, amongst the Shadows and the Stones was one of the ones that I was definitely bumping hard off of What the Dead Men Say when it first came out, even when they released it as a single. But Feast of Fire, once again, another one that my son always would listen to back in the day. So it almost felt blasphemous not to pick it.
Oh, man. Okay, so I promise there is some What the Dead Men Say coming, because I know a couple that it just definitely will. But Feast of Fire is probably on my choice as well. However, I think the only reason that's the case is because, in my opinion, I think they overplayed the shit out of Amongst the Shadows and the Stones. And
that's fair.
Don't get me wrong. I love it. I will always love it because I always love Trivium. But, dude, I could not get away from it some days. And granted, yes, I would rather be listening to the same Trivium song over and over and over again for the rest of my days than some of the other shit that they could be overplaying. But I got almost close to really not liking that song because of it. I never quite got there.
Oof.
But remember, you gotta remember, Toby and I would go out to his car for lunch all the time. And on our breaks
and it was
shit.
playing.
And it was playing a lot. And then on the way home and shit, and on the way to work and shit, like, dude, it was on a lot. Now, I never got to that point, and it never got to the point where I was like, okay, shit, change the fucking station. I can't stand the fact that we're listening to this song again. But I was almost there, man. I don't ever want to get to that point ever again with, especially not a Trivium song, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
So that is the only reason probably that I would pick Feast of Fire over Amongst the Shadows and the Stones. If it hadn't been for that, I would probably have picked Amongst the Shadows and the Stones.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 5. Bleed Into Me versus A Crisis of Revelation. Another tough one. Oh, God. I'm going to try my best to stop saying it.
They're all tough. Yeah.
Yeah. But ultimately, I picked Bleed Into Me because it is very, very different from anything Trivium has done.
Yeah.
And A Crisis of Revelation is really right in that vein. It is classic Trivium.
Yeah.
But just the fact that, like, instead of it being like completely guitar driven, like 90% or 99% of all Trivium stuff is, Bleed Into Me has just got that sick bass in it.
Yeah.
And
Ding, ding,
ultimately,
ding.
yeah, it's just different from what else they've done, and that's why I'm gonna go with Bleed Into Me.
I also went with Bleed Into Me on this one because it is just catchier.
Now you're copying me.
No, it is catchier by a landslide, and I think we can both agree with that. It like it just not that Crisis is bad, but I agree it does fit into the vein of just it sounds like a Trivium song, but it's probably one of my lesser favorites of In the Court of the Dragon, if not my least favorite song on the album, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's not to say I don't like it, because of course I like the whole thing, but out of all of the songs, I probably listen to that one the least. And I don't ever find myself like going back to that one, you know what I mean? Like if I'm in a trivia mood, I'm never just like, oh, let me go listen to Crisis of Revelation.
Yeah.
It's more so like I'll listen to it if I'm just listening to the whole album and so forth. But
Yeah,
Bleed Into Me is just catchy as fuck. So,
dude, yes, it is. Okay, just one second. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'll get back to that here in a second. Okay. Number 6. The Defiant versus the Shadow of Abattoir. I ended up going with the much more Trivium, and as you guys said when this came out, Bullet for My Valentine sounding, the Defiant.
really?
Yeah,
It does.
I chose Defiant.
It does have that Bullet kind of sound to it, I think.
Yeah, you see, I never got Bullet. Like, I really never did get Bullet. I got, like, Ascendancy-ish vibes off of it. Because I remember even saying that, and then you guys were like, oh, it sounds like Bullet.
I feel like
both, all right?
I feel like it definitely has some Ascendancy with it, but it's got a Bullet riff going on there, I think, or Bullet adjacent something, you know? I don't know. There's something about it that sounds like Bullet for My Valentine. Musically, like not lyrically, not vocally, but musically somewhere it just sounds like Bullet.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got that, but yeah, Defiant. That is my choice at number 6.
The Shadow of the Abattoir is mine. Just, I think lyrically this is probably one of my favorites of the 2 albums combined. Lyrically, I think is just really cool, and the idea behind the Shadow of an Abattoir is just really fucking sick and concept. So, yeah, I think that's it. And I think for me, the Defiant kind of falls in the background of What the Dead Men Say. Definitely not my first choice on the album by any stretch.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my last choice, but it's definitely not my first choice on the album. So,
oh, that's fair. Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't hit like my like least favorite, and keep in mind it's all bangers, no matter which way you slice it. Just some tend to resonate better with others, but mine's coming up. Don't worry. Okay, so then number 7, Sickness Unto You versus No Way Back, Just Through. This one was probably the easiest for me to do. It's No Way Back, Just Through, hands down. The song came out when I was still kind of having a rough time, and just the overall idea, you know, there is no way back, just through. That really hit me in the feels, and I was like, this is the motivation I need to keep on keeping on.
yeah, I feel you.
And realistically, I would say this probably is my favorite song off of both albums, just because of that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love this song. It's easily one of it's probably top 5 in my favorite Trivium songs, like total. I'd have to look at that list.
God,
oh yeah,
damn.
Love it. I know it's not anything flashy, or you know, it's no freaking Kirsuit Gomen or anything like that.
We'll take their fucking heads.
Yeah, or Into the Mouth of Hell We March.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's just straight to the point. If anything, you could say it's more radio friendly Trivium, but it's going to sound weird because one of the next ones I'm going to talk about, that's going to be a massive con for it. But that, I guess, just the overall song message um, outweighed the fact that, yeah, this is straight up more of a radio song than anything.
So this one was hard, mainly because I think I like both of them pretty equally. I don't have any sentiment towards one or the other like you do, so I don't really know. But I think by default, just because I'm definitely going to have more in the Court of the Dragon here, I'm going to go with Sickness Unto You. Because I like both of these songs fairly equally. Neither one of them are my favorites off of the albums, but I love both of them, and I would be happy with either one, to be honest with you. And it's not because they both are terrible, but they're not standout songs to me. Just personally, not standout songs to me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Sickness Unto You. That song didn't stand out the most, more so than another song, but this one just, I don't know. It's like what you said before. If I'm listening to the whole album, I will listen to it. I'm not going to turn it off. I'll sing along with it, but also at the same time, I don't think I have this one added to like any of my playlists, like my yearly playlists or anything like that. Like it's not in my 2020 playlist, but you'll find like What the Dead Men Say, Catastrophist, Amongst Shadows and Stone, Bleed Into Me, Defiant. Yeah, you'll find all of those on there, but this one, no, it's just there, and it's good.
Yeah. I sing along to every Trivium song.
Every hell yeah. There's no denying that. Okay. So number 8. Scattering the Ashes versus Fall Into Your Hands.
Ugh.
Now, I picked Fall Into Your Hands because Alex's drum work in Fall Into Your Hands just, God, I feel like we both need to slap ourselves right now for not mentioning Alex's drumming. God, dude, just...
Oh, don't worry. I'll be mentioning Alex's drumming. There's this very specific song on here that is going to be really hard, I think, depending on where it's placed at, that I will probably specifically pick because of Alex's drumming.
Yeah, just, I mean, he's Mr. One Take. Like, it's just freaking nuts. But, so like I said, with No Way Back Just Through, Scattering the Ashes really felt like, it felt like it was wrote just for radio. And it is a good song. It's once again, one of those that'll come on. I will sing along with it. I know every word to it. But, it's one of my lesser listened to songs on both albums.
Interesting. I don't know if it's just the melody or the vocal hook with it, but I pick Scattering the Ashes, just because I like singing along to that one quite a bit. Now, I don't know if I necessarily like it a landslide more than the other, but I do know that I fucking love singing along to Scattering the Ashes quite a bit.
Denied.
Yeah. It's just good.
Scattering the Ashes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a banger.
No,
they're all bangers.
It is a good. Yeah. Stop retreading the same ground. Every song is good on here.
Yeah, they're both great, but I think I'd probably pick Scattering the Ashes. If they were both lined up and I was going to pick one to play and only one to play, probably Scattering.
Okay. All right. So then, that takes us to number 9. Bending the Arc to Fear versus From Dawn to Decadence. Now, I picked From Dawn to Decadence because Bending the Arc to Fear, that song, like, it is my bottom of the barrel for both albums.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, literally, this this is the one song off of this album that it just like I don't know if just the universe doesn't want me to listen to it or something, but somebody will come up and talk to me. I will turn it down and I'll keep talking, and then before I know it, The Ones We Leave Behind is on. So like I don't know, this song never ever jumped out at me. It's not bad, and I know it's the one you're picking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This one just never hit a chord with me, and I like literally if we were gonna do like a full top to bottom ranking of the songs in the album, this would be my dead last. My dead last.
This is the
So
one
go ahead and
I'm picking Bending the Arc to Fear because of Alex's drumming.
yeah.
Dude, let's get it really straight, really crystal clear, fucking-parent, okay? Trivium has never had a bad drummer. Ever.
No.
All of their drummers have been fucking S tier. Period. Especially Alex. He's probably my favorite, not gonna lie. But Trivium has always had great drummers. Hands down. But this song, I don't know what it is. And honestly, if I was listening close enough to the rest of Trivium, I could probably find a couple other songs that may be a little bit more technical and maybe a little bit more just in your face. But for some reason, this one, Bending the Arc to Fear, is fucking insane on the drums. Just absolutely wild on the drums. And this dude fucking annihilates it every single time. It blows me away how anybody can do shit like that on the drums. And I mean, I listen to a lot of like more technical, fast-paced, like heavier shit as well that is technically impressive, but being able to do drums in that style like that while still playing the kind of music that Trivium plays and making it sound good, dude, god damn.
I agree. I agree with your statement. Trivium never has had a bad drummer. I feel bad that back in the day, like when they were kind of cycling through finding the right fit. I know the fan base was very shitty to them. I'm glad to say I never was, because I get it. Like if somebody doesn't vibe with the band, you got to find a person that's going to vibe with the band.
Oh yeah.
Because then that's just going to elevate you that much more.
Yeah.
And I know the fan base probably took it as, oh, we lost our drummer. And it's like, oh well, you keep, you, Corey, and Paolo. Why does the drummer keep dropping out? Why do you have to keep finding a drummer? And they found
that doesn't.
Yeah, they found the one.
Yeah.
They found the one, and it's Alex.
Oh yeah.
And I hope that he stays with them, because this will be like Chris Adler leaving Lamb of God at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You'll be able to tell. And like for instance, the last two Lamb of God albums, the drumming has just left more to be desired.
Yeah.
But I hope Alex is in for the long haul. I really truly do, because the man is a fucking god.
Oh yeah. Dude, Alex is phenomenal, and just seeing him live is insane, to be honest. Seeing him live is insane, but honestly, dude, even if you... Not that I would ever prefer this, of course, but even if you strip down everything else other than his drumming, I would still listen to it, just because like, it's fucking crazy, dude. And he makes it fit so well, and I love it. It's good stuff.
Just a legitimate master of his craft, and yeah.
I agree, though. I hope he does stay.
Yeah. Also, if anybody in Trivium or close to Trivium's camp forwards this to them, please come back to the Blue Note in Columbia. Please. You're so good there.
Also, I know this is a lot more likely, but come to Providence. Please.
Or not. Just Columbia.
Look, I'll accept Boston as well, which you'll probably more than likely go to Boston, but Providence is literally right here, man. Come and see me, please.
Nah. Blue Note, Columbia.
Yeah, but I'm not near Columbia.
Trying to remember. Yeah, that's your problem, not mine. Well, technically, I'm not near Columbia either. But No, in 2016 when I saw them, this is obviously before Alex came along, but that was still one of the best shows I'd been to just because Matt came out beforehand and he was like, "Hey guys, I'm sick." And everybody's like, "Oh, fuck." Because it was like February, so it was, sickness weather.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
was
yeah.
about the time that Until the World Goes Cold was like climbing the mainstream rock charts and stuff. He's like, my voice is a little bit off. We're still going to play, but I'm going to need you guys to sing and carry us through. One of the best
Matt,
shows ever.
Matt,
One of
just
the
say
best
the
shows
fucking
ever.
word, man, and I'm here for it, dude. You don't got to tell me twice. I'm already gonna be singing with you, man.
Yeah. So that's why I want them to come back to Columbia because God, it's so small in there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you get you're fucking in it even if you're not.
Hell yeah.
So okay. Anyways, sorry that was my little plea to Trivium.
I would love to be
or
able to
not midway
see.
through.
I'd love to be able to see Trivium in a smaller venue like that. That'd just be fun as fuck.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. Okay, all right. Final one, number 10. The Ones We Leave Behind versus the Phalanx.
I got
Or
this.
the Phalanx,
Phalanx, yeah.
however you want to pronounce it. This one was also an easy one. Phalanx. 10 times out of 10.
Okay, yeah, we're in agreement.
It's a freaking epic. Like
Yeah.
it really is.
And that's
Like,
not even
it feels
that's not even including the fucking music video that they did with the Elder Scrolls. I don't even play the
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, and I thought that was sick.
yeah. This song literally it doesn't feel like a normal Trivium song or a normal rock song. It literally feels like it has movements, and oh my god, it's just perfection. And one thing that was funny was when we recorded our last video, I was kind of peeking ahead, looking at this. They are, I guess, this is just what was noted. It could be incorrect. The Phalanx was originally written for Shogun.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
Especially
yeah,
with like Shogun itself, like the self-titled song.
oh yeah,
Could definitely feel the same vibes there, and I love that song, dude. I love Shogun so much.
dude, like just there is not enough good things to say about the Phalanx, but so freaking good.
Yeah.
If that's the one thing they take away from this statement, yeah, that's it. Perfect.
The Phalanx is the song that I was talking about earlier. That's like, it's right there with like a sword, like it's right there, and it's almost pushing past that shit, but like a sword just always ends up coming out on top just because it's so fucking catchy, dude. I just love it.
When I said earlier, like that, like a sword over Damocles, my top 3 are Phalanx, like a sword over Damocles, and No Way Back Just Through. Like, yeah. We're definitely on the same page for at least 2 of those 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. Do you you want to read yours off? I'll read mine off. What our Dead Men and Dragons album would be.
You said read mine?
Yeah, you can read yours. I'll read mine first. It's whatever. I can read them both. I've been typing them up.
Oh, you got both of them typed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead then. I had mine written out, but absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Have at it.
I'll go ahead and read mine first, and then I'll read yours second. So, my album would be Dead Men and Dragons, and it starts off with 9. What the Dead Men Say, Like a Sword Over Damocles, Feast of Fire, Bleed Into Me, The Defiant, No Way Back Just Through, Fall Into Your Hands, From Dawn to Decadence, and The Phalanx. Okay, Jacob, what's the name of your album? In the Court of the Dead Men?
Mine is definitely In the Court of the Dead Men. Yeah. In the Court of the Dead Men. Or What the Dragons Say. Or did you say that was yours? What was yours?
No, mine's Dead Men and Dragons. What
Dead
the
Men and
Dragons
Dragons.
Say, yeah.
What the dragons say. What the dead dragons say.
Okay, so Jacob's What the Dead Dragons Say.
What the dead dragons say.
Number 1, X. Number 2, In the Court of the Dragon. Number 3, number 3, Like a Sword Over Damocles. Number 4, Feast of Fire. Number 5, Bleed Into Me. Number 6, The Shadow of the Arbiter. Number 7, Sickness Unto You. Number 8, Scattering the Ashes. Number 9, Bending the Arc to Fear. And number 10, The Phalanx.
Hell yeah. Honestly,
all in all, that's not bad. We agreed on 4 out of the 10, basically.
that's not bad at all. And I think
40% success rate.
we can also both agree that we can just put both of these together, merge them, intertwine together, and just make one big ass fucking album.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We don't even have to pick.
Yeah, because like I said, Trivium was the only one that heard my telepathic message I sent out into the universe, and they held up their end of the bargain more so than basically everyone ever. So
fortunately, I guess, but also unfortunate that we didn't get more music that year. But
yeah, because like they're still.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You're fine.
I was gonna say there's still a few bands that did not put an album out like before the pandemic, and I'm still waiting, and I'm still pissed off. So considering the fact Trivium did 2 within just like a year and a half, what are
you fucking waiting for, guys?
Yeah, what excuses do you need? Matt's running circles around your bitch ass,
and that's not to mention all the streaming that they did, and all the streaming that Matt did separately. Dude.
Yeah.
They were on a fucking roll. And they were doing virtual shows as well. Like, oh my god, dude. They were doing everything. And still put out 2
stayed
albums.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Still, like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and name drop one of them. What the fuck is going on, Ben? Like, last album we got was 2018. I'm not counting Aurora. Because that only had 1 new song on it, and then acoustic versions of everything else. What the fuck? It has been 6 years. This, like, in 2 months' time, we have went longer than we did from Dear Agony to Dark Before Dawn. And at least there was some stuff going on in between there that at least makes that understandable why that took so long. Why are we still waiting? I want a new album.
I liked Aurora quite a bit.
I did not, because I wanted a new album.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
I can't even remember.
Aurora.
I can't even remember the name of the song that they did with Scooter Ward from Cold. Which Cold's another band that like early 2000s, love them. Yeah. But was it Far Away? I think is what it was. That wasn't even that good. And like, god damn it, I got that. Come on. It's old. Just like this wait has been for this new album.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I liked Aurora quite a bit, but I understand the gripe for wanting new music instead. I mean, that's obviously fair, but...
Yeah, shit.
but dude,
on that note...
I'm just hoping that we get a whole shit ton of new music this year.
I'm really hoping so too, but... It has been, October will be 3 years since Trivium has put out an album, so I'm hoping we'll get some new Trivium this year.
I think we will.
Because, yeah, I know they're for a little while. Like, I caught them on the Silence in the Snow tour. Sin in the Sentence, when they were around this area, I was on my honeymoon in Hawaii, so I was like, well, fuck. And then pandemic happened, but then thankfully I was able to see them touring. I think it was Dead Men and Dragons at that point. When they were at Knotfest. So I'm glad I got to see them there. And I'll be honest, I want to see them a 5th time.
Dude, I would have just see them all the times.
Yeah.
If I could have seen them on their earlier album cycles, dude, I would have loved it. But I just... Like we talked about earlier, I didn't really get into Trivium until probably quite late into their career, so
yeah,
I just missed out, unfortunately. But
Yeah, I think, yeah, the earliest or the earliest I could go back with seeing Trivium was, I believe it was either September or October of 2008, Hawkeye Downs in Cedar Rapids with All That Remains. And you want to talk about a killer fucking show.
Yeah.
God, both bands just, oh, man,
Yeah,
so good. But
I got
that
to
tour
see.
will never happen again.
Yeah, I got to see All That Remains with Ollie still.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
that-
Ollie was still with them. Yeah,
Yeah,
because that
and,
was they were touring Overcome and Trivium was touring Shogun.
Yeah. I don't remember what year I saw them, but yeah, it was a fun show. I remember it was All That Remains. I'm pretty sure it was All That Remains, Machine Head, and Death Clock or something
Nice.
fucking wild like that, or maybe it was Miss May I. No, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Death Clock though, headlining Machine Head and All That Remains. And I remember All That Remains played, and then Ollie just went over by the fucking merch booth, and it was a smaller venue. It's probably no bigger than Woolies in Des Moines. And Ollie was just chilling over by the merch booth, and my girlfriend at the time had gotten a little bit worked up because she gotten kind of shoved into the pit, scared her a little bit. You know, she was fine. I mean, nothing happened, but she got a little bit freaked out. And so we
She
left.
had a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was during Machine Head when this happened, so it was a little bit more rough than All That Remains pit, you know. And we dipped out of there really quick just to get some fresh air and shit. And Ollie seen her kind of like crying a little bit, and he came over and was like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, I just got a little bit scared." And we kind of explained the situation. And he like did this little dance with her and shit, and like took pictures with us and whatnot. He was super chill. And I'll go forever remember
Ollie.
that. Yeah, R.I.P. Such a cool dude, man. Such a cool dude.
Yeah, amazing, gifted guitarist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal guitarist.
But yeah, that flew by pretty quick. But
Yeah, it was a pretty quick episode. Honestly, we could have done 2 verses.
yeah, I guess we should have. Next time we'll be better prepared.
Next time we'll do 4 albums versus each other.
Quadruple threat.
Or 3, yeah, we'll pit up 3 against each other.
But
in the court of the dead
closing,
dragon waves.
Shogun.
The
The crusade of the court of the dead men.
crusade.
Waves.
The crusade
Silence.
of the waves in silence. No, the crusade
We'll
of the
think
waves
this
in
through.
snow. Oh, Lord.
Oh my god.
Dude.
I guess in closing, I just want to say that obviously no pick off of either album is bad.
Oh, yeah.
No pick is bad. Both these albums are great. If you haven't listened to Trivium, then I don't know why you watch this video, because you should go listen to Trivium and then make your own list and pick out of the 2 and let us know.
Yeah.
Because we're excited for a new Trivium album. Fingers crossed, hopefully this year.
Hell yeah, we are.
And yeah, we love the band. Yeah, you go ahead and take it away.
Matt, put out a new album. And I'm only addressing Matt here because he is in both Trivium and Ibaraki, and I want a new album from both. And I already know he's putting a new Ibaraki album out, so I guess we're already getting that. But still, man, we need some Trivium as well. We gotta have the Trivium love out here as well.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm happy with new music in general. I can't wait to hear the new Ibaraki album, or Ibaraki, I don't know how you pronounce it, but whatever, man. I'm just pumped to fucking hear it, and I will be even more pumped to hear a new Trivium album. So let's make it happen, guys.
Same.
We want it to happen. Can't wait to hopefully see you on tour this year. If you're anywhere near me, I'm gonna do my damnedest to make it, and you know damn well I'm gonna be up there fucking losing my voice to every fucking song you got playing. So
He's gonna be piss his pants drunk.
Yep.
On the barricade.
Yep.
Half more dead than alive.
Yep.
And you know what? He is gonna fucking love it.
I'm gonna be the dead man saying things. That's what's gonna
in
happen.
the snow.
In the snow. While I'm beating up a dragon in some court.
Yeah. stuff. It's his crusade, if you will.
Yeah, my crusade against the dragons while it's snowing and I'm dead because I've drank too much alcohol.
So
And I will ascend, if you will.
okay, you need to cut yourself off right now.
I've only had Baja Blast, man. I'm not even drunk.
Jacob, why don't you go ahead and fill them in on what our next chapter is?
Okay, so our next chapter that we will be doing next week
Suspense.
will be...
Suspense.
I hope I get this right because there's two it could be, but no, I'm just kidding. We are doing the state of the MCU.
Oh, yeah. We've
That's
got
what we're
some
doing.
thoughts.
There's some thoughts happening.
We've got some thoughts.
Yeah, and they're not all particularly good thoughts either, but they're thoughts nonetheless, and there might be some good ones, who knows. We'll try to stay positive if we can, but you guys know the state of the MCU currently, so if you want to join in on the conversation, that episode will be out next week.
And we should have our series regular back for that as well. Toby
should
Ritz
be on board.
will be joining us to discuss this.
The Tobert himself.
He's our resident comic book expert. And whereas I'm not going to say I don't read comics, but I gravitate more towards DC than MCU, so he knows his shit. He's well versed. I can watch a movie and tell you if it's bad. I don't need to read a comic book to tell you that too.
Facts. I will say this.
Unfortunately, go ahead.
I don't read comics.
Yeah. I actually just finished up the year one, or not year one, just the first Injustice saga today. God, it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't read comics at all, but I've seen the movies, the MCU movies, all of them, except for the Marvels, but we'll get into that another time. But
Yeah.
I've seen all of them, and I've
Yeah.
seen most of them plenty of times to have a little bit of a bearing on an opinion, to have an opinion on the state of the current MCU at least. And
Yeah, because we've got some Houston. We have problems.
yeah,
That's
there's some problems, and hopefully we can kind of brainstorm. Not that Disney's ever going to see this, but hopefully we can brainstorm some solutions as well.
Yeah.
To kind of just give a little bit of a constructive criticism into the world, because that's better
Yeah.
than just being like, oh, this movie is shit, But
maybe Disney should see this, because the one thing I will tell you, just as a little, I guess, nugget to keep you hooked for next week, there doesn't need to be more executives. There needs to be more people that actually give a shit.
yeah, facts.
That's what there is. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a couple more things that I definitely could say we don't need any more of, because they've already got it in excess, but we will discuss that on the State of the MCU chapter next week with Tobert himself. And yeah, that being said, let us know in the comments what you guys think your list of In the Court of the Dragon plus the, What the Dead Men Say versus, like we just did.
If you've got any more suggestions for album verses, because I've got a few upstairs that I definitely want to do,
Yeah.
but more suggestions, I'm all fine and dandy checking them out. Just try to make sure they're similar tracks, like not one album that has like 9 and one album that has 16 or something, because that's just no.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely do a few more of these. These are fun, and but yeah, we'll catch you next time. Thank you for joining. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out a little bit. So, look, man, we
Don't be
appreciate
a
it.
jerk.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not very nice if you don't hit the sub button. Like, come on now.
Yeah, make it happen,
Yeah, but until then,
please.
bye.
Bye.